Hi Year 9, Mr. Wilson here. Today we're going to look at the change in reactivity of a group of elements. So we've looked at the halogens, we've looked at the alkali metals. Today I'm actually going to look at group 6. So I've got some sulfur, which is group 6 period 3, and I've got some pure oxygen gas, which is group 6 period 2. For those of you that are interested, I made the oxygen gas by decomposing some hydrogen peroxide, which is something that you would find in bleach. First thing I'm going to do is, I'm going to react both of these with iron. So I've got some iron filings and I've got some steel wool. Both of these are just pure iron. To start with, I've got some sulfur and iron mixed together, so that's these two here. And I'm going to heat it in the Bunsen burner and we're going to see what the reaction looks like. I'm going to have to heat it up for a little bit. I've got some mineral wool in the end of the test tube to prevent too much sulfur dioxide from coming out into the room, because that wouldn't smell very nice. Now as I heat it, we can see it's getting hot and it's going a bit black, but we're not seeing much energy released from it. We're not seeing a huge amount of a reaction. There's all that sulfur boiling to form a gas. It's actually subliming. But here we go, we've got some reaction going on, but it's not much going on. We can't see any light coming off it. We're not seeing an explosive or a particularly reactive reaction. So that is my sulfur reacting with iron. It's gone a bit grubby, but we didn't see any sort of bright reaction. You can probably predict what's going to happen when we go to oxygen. We are going to see something a little bit more interesting. So I'm going to take some of my steel wool first. Now that was reacting with sulfur. Reacting with oxygen, we can just use the oxygen in the air. So I'm going to get my steel wool in my tongs and hold it in the Bunsen flame. Look at that, straight away we can see it lighting up as the steel wool burns in oxygen. That's quite a good reaction. But I reckon we could make it better. Now the air that we breathe, the air around us, is 20% oxygen. I've got some pure oxygen here, so that's going to give us much more of a reaction. So I'm going to make sure that my steel wool is super hot here, and then I'm going to take the bung out of my oxygen gas and put the steel wool in some oxygen gas. Look at that. Woo, straight away we can see it there sparking, burning, good reaction in the oxygen gas. I will show you that one more time because I've got plenty of oxygen gas. Oh, I won't take the bung out yet. I get a piece of steel wool, which is iron. I'm going to get it hot in the Bunsen flame. Look at that, straight away we can see it's doing something. Nice and hot, ready to react, and then into my pure oxygen. There we go, that's a clear, strong reaction between the iron and the oxygen. Much better than we saw between the iron and the sulfur. So that shows us that oxygen is more reactive than sulfur. As you go up group 6, it gets more reactive.